What's going on, guys, and welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. Today we're going to be starting our career mode, just to sort of fill in the gap between the sort of end of 2016 and start of F1 2017 league racing wise. Obviously no league's going to be starting just yet. As you can see, picking going to be going all out pink. I cannot speak whatsoever. I'm going to be going all out pink with Force India as our teammate Sergio Perez, a stronger teammate to back us up on the constructors. As you can see, we're going to go and speak to Emma Jenkins now about our contract.
Yes, and I respect that, but my client has a championship to contest, so if you want our participation, I'm afraid the concessions are mandatory. Yes, that's fine. Get back to me when you can. Goodbye. No one ever just signs the contract. Anyway, thanks for coming by on such short notice. I just needed to cover a couple of quick things with you before you race. Firstly, as requested, there's a copy of your contract. It's a rolling deal. However, the team reserves right of termination if you fail to meet performance standards. You're second driver for now, but work hard, hit your targets, and I'll be able to sweeten the deal. I'm also looking to get you into some invitational events throughout the season. The experience and exposure from these will be great for your image. Plus, you'll get to drive some nice historic cars. Now then, go get ready for the next session. And good luck.
Thank you very much, Emma, for that unexpected delivery of the contract, as I did not ask for a contract in the slightest. Seems fairly nice to talk to, you know. You gotta love a good agent. So you can see, just being briefed on, starting out along second driver alongside Sergio Perez, and expect us to work together. As you can see, we're going to go into practice one now for Australia.
Welcome to Melbourne, where the practice session is about to start for this weekend's Australian Grand Prix. The pre-race talking is over. Now it's time for the drivers to show their worth.
In the garage now of practice one, we're going to load our setup with look, we've already got off the time trial leaderboards, just to sort of improve our pace ever so slightly. I believe we're going to just do track acclimatization first, get used to the track. Also, I'd like to point out that I know I'd said I don't know if you knew, but I'd said I'd turn corner line off for F1 2017. The reason why I've kept it on is I don't really. I'm not a big fan of the lighting system on this game, and I don't really like it that much. So you can see doing the tyre wear test now, passing that on average tyre wear, and now we've got the fuel saving now. And you can see we're passing that with purple. So we've got 3 practice programs there done in practice 1. As you can see, quite far down the order, 16th place actually, on the super soft tyres behind Jolie and Palmer, as that's not very good either. We're usually now going to speak to Chris, our engineer, about the R&D section.
Ah, you got my message. Perfect. Welcome to home away from home. We get more real-time data from the factory now than ever before, and it all comes through here. So I have to spend more time checking over the reports and less time hunting you down in the hospitality suite. To that end, Sorry, just a sec. Yeah, Chris, is this important? I'm in the middle of something. Oh, okay. Right. Well, that makes no sense. Have Sarah reset the simulation and run it again. Okay. Sorry about that. As I was saying, we've set up a desk for you at the front here. You can get onto the network from your laptop, so make sure to check the R&D screen regularly. And let us know how you want to use the data that we've collected over the weekend and through the practice programs. Also, bear in mind that the news from the factory won't always be good. Sometimes tests fail, like you've seen just now. And when that happens, we have to divert additional resources to fix it. C'est la vie, I'm afraid.
So after that rather chilled talk with Chris, he's quite a nice guy, you know, as well. Got Emma and Chris. You see resource points from practice 1, getting a decent amount, 2,675. 175 of those being from our hard work that we did. As you see, just looking through the different sort of, I don't know what you call it, graphs to tell us where we are in comparison to other teams. You can see our chassis. It's okay, but it's not the best. Obviously, the powertrain, it's a Mercedes engine, so we're going to be up there with Williams and Merc, as they're obviously the same engines that Mercedes supply. Mercedes can't do their own engine a bit better this season. But you see, I think I'm going to put a few upgrades on. I don't know if we do. We're just looking through, seeing which one is our weakest, and trying to build on that to upgrade the car and its weakest points. Then obviously do the powertrain last, because it's like the least. It's like the best component on the car, obviously being a Mercedes engine. So looking at our durability, deciding to upgrade the chassis first, spending 1,000 resource points on that, and I've got 675 left. Actually developing the quality control there.
Qualifying for the Australian Grand Prix should be getting underway shortly.
Into qualifying now on our best qualifying lap of the session. You can see going into turn 1, 4th, short shift to 5th to get a decent exit. I'm going to keep it in 7th, coming down to this straight. Well, actually, let's put it into 8th. We're coming down into 3rd gear, short shift to 4th. Keep it in 4th, then short shift to 5th. And going to this rather heavy braking zone down here. Keep it in 7th, down to 4th, short shift to 5th. You see the checker flag has now dropped, so it's going to be our final lap in the session. This corner as well here, it's 7th, down to 4th, up to 5th. Short shifting to 5th, just 1 gear generally gives you just slight more amount of torque going to the rear axle to just propel you out the corner a bit better, and it also gives you better traction as well, so we absolutely nail that fast left right. Could not ask for anything more out of the car. It's been a rather solid lap so far, already in P4 on the ultra softs. And coming into the penultimate corner, that too is very good. Going in the final corner now, almost flat but not quite in the Force India. Coming up to the line, what's the time going to be? It's a 1 minute 23 something. I didn't quite get that, but it's good enough for 5th on the grid for Australia. As I'm pretty pleased with that lap in the Force India, 5th on the grid. 1:23.4 it was, 1.1 seconds off Valtteri Bottas though, as still quite slow, but we've out qualified Sergio Perez, as we're now going to go down onto the grid and look at our race strategy. It's an easy one stop, obviously being a 25% race. So jumping onto the formation lap now, going to pull in the clutch, build some revs for a practice start. You can see it's a pretty solid start, but Stroll manages to just go absolutely like snail pace, McLaren Honda pace, even worse than McLaren Honda at his best. But now coming onto the grid, bells up to 5 red lights for the Australian Grand Prix. It's lights out and away we go. It's a pretty decent start. We've jumped Lance Stroll. We've got a teammate Sergio Perez looking to pass Stroll as well. We've still got him on our inside, and he's actually done us down the inside, round the outside for turn 2. So we're looking to get a cut back into turn 3 now. Looked up the inside of Bottas but couldn't quite get the move done. He's still up our inside, but we've turned in on him quite selfishly, hugging the corner, as there's no way he's hanging it around the outside there, not even in the Red Bull with maximum downforce. You see we've held on, even gained the position up into P4 It's a pretty solid start at the moment, looking to perhaps get the second Williams driver, Felipe Massa, coming out of retirement to just help out Sir Frank Williams and the team. You can see Massa isn't looking too quick early on in the race. He's getting a tank slapper out of, is it tank or tank? I'm pretty sure it's tank. Coming out of the fast left right as he's starting to improve his pace, struggling to keep on the back as we get massive understeer from the dirty turbulent air from the back of the Williams. Honestly, it won't do too well down around this circuit, Albert Park, because it's set up for straight line speed mainly is the Williams, isn't it? So going on to lap number 3 now, we can see we're still hanging on to the back of Massa here as we're gaining into turn 3 now. We're going to shove it into turn 4. I'm surprised he's not pulling away, because like he's a front runner team in the list of career mode choices, and us in the pink, we are a midfield runner. You can see pulling away from Stroll quite a bit, and then the front runners, oh, they've just altered, haven't they? Just fucked off into the distance. But yeah, I mean, coming on to lap number 5, Massa's absolutely left us for chips. I have no response to that. His pace has just come alive as we dip it onto the grass. No idea what we were doing. Lap 5, you see Raikkonen's behind us. He's coming to the pits quite early, actually. Must have been like lap 4, end of lap 4, start of lap 5. He's pushed us wide onto the curb. We get a squirmish exit because of that. You see lap 7 now, inheriting the lead. Everyone's in the pits as we're going to put it into Rich, and that's a corner cut and a half if I've ever seen one. The tyres are only on 40%, but they're going to start to die off. You can't take them to 70% like F1 2016. You see coming into the pits now, we need to go and engage the pit limiter like 5 million years too early, like. But he's slowing down in time for the 37-mile-an-hour speed limit. Coming into the pit box, what's the time going to be? Holding the clutch, build up the revs. It's a pretty decent stop there from Force India and myself, as it's the system where we have to build the revs with the clutch on this game in the pits. You can disable it as we just simply forget to turn off the pit limiter. That's just brilliant. You see lap 9 now, or is it 10? No, that's lap 9. Getting past Sergio Perez, he's just come out the pits. So his pit stop as we took priority as we're now coming on to lap number 15, end of the race. You see Vettel is out of the race, so we might actually gain a position. We see he's actually won the race. Nothing happened in this race, being 25, but I don't really have that much time, which is why I'm only doing shorter races.
A great win then for the Maranello team today. Anthony, what do you think made the difference here?
I think a large part of the result comes down to temperament. They were able to keep their heads when everyone around them was losing theirs, and that's allowed them to get the best out of the car, to maximise the strategy, and to stay out of trouble.
And as we can see, it's time for the podium, and as the drivers make their way out, there's a familiar red suit making its way to the top step. Fantastic win for Ferrari. And after this round of the World Championship, here's how things look in the drivers' table.
After the Australian Grand Prix for round 1 of the season, it's a pretty solid P5 and 6 for Force India, gathering up 18 points for the constructors as Vettel won the race DNFing as his engine actually blew up. I had to look on the replay cameras, and his engine actually blew up over the line, so he crossed the line, but he didn't make it round to Parc Fermé. So you can see Bottas got second, Armand Bottas, Raikkonen's third rather, or was that second? That was second. No, that's third. I don't know what I'm saying. Massa got fourth, us fifth, and Perez sixth. But in case you did enjoy this video, guys, make sure to leave it a like, as we're gathering up our resource points now. As I believe you can see that's Jonathan and Emma in the background as we're getting a rivalry update. I do not care in the slightest. I want to see those classic cars. I want to see them. Just no, go away. I don't care about my reputation. I just want to see those classic cars, because some of them are they do sound pretty nice. Now we've even got career score. But in case you can't tell, I do not care that I'm being unprofessional in the slightest. This isn't going to be a professional series whatsoever. As you see, we're being greeted by Jonathan. I've heard all this before, mate. I've heard what you do. Yeah, you do classic cars, yeah, don't you? Yeah, mate. I don't need you to tell me what I'm doing. Shut up. Please, just honestly shut up.
So I need a pro.
Okay, right, fine. I'll listen.
That's where you come in. We run in a bunch of events throughout the year. Time trials, races, all sorts. And I have it on good authority that you have the ability and temperament to do well in these. Make our business look good and, most importantly, bring the cars back in one piece. So consider this a formal invitation. I'll see you at the track.
Thank you, Jonathan, of your interest in me and giving us the faith that we will bring the cars back in one piece. I guarantee you we won't. But unfortunately, we're not going to be driving your cars, mate, as they simply take too much time. But in case you do enjoy these sort of videos, just sort of more chilled out instead of the league racing side, make sure you smash that like button. And if you really loved it, then make sure to subscribe. But thanks for watching, guys. I've been STSF1Bot77, and I will see you in the next video. Adios.